Um, is CMC washed? Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like, comment, subscribe. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is the day after the 49ers played the Jacksonville Jaguars in a horrific game. It was a terrible game. I would have rather watched paint dry because that game was honestly one of the worst performances I've ever seen by the 49ers. And one of the biggest questions coming out of that game is CMC washed? Now, before we get into everything, Christian McCaffrey against the Jaguars, he had a 56.6 PFF grade against the Jaguars, which ranked 14th out of the 17 players on the 49ers offense. And that right there is not good. But I'm a big believer in PFF grade doesn't really mean much. PFF does mean a lot, but my eyes and what I'm watching mean a lot more. Now, we could talk about Christian McCaffrey and how this season is going for him, as his stats in the receiving game have been absolutely incredible. The guy is still the same Christian McCaffrey as a wide receiver out of the backfield. He's still the same type of receiving running back, and he's still the most elite running back at doing that. It's just his rushing ability. He's lost such a step, and over the first 4 games, he rushed 69 yards, 55, 52, and 49. You don't pay a guy $19 million to rush like that. He hasn't even had against these 4 teams. He should have had 100 plus yards, at least in one of those games. Cough, cough, New Orleans. That's a game where Christian McCaffrey should have had 100 plus yards. At least one of these games. These games, the Seattle game, I'll cut him a little bit of slack because Seattle actually has a really good defense. Jaguars, yeah, I'll cut him some slack. But Arizona and New Orleans, you couldn't break 100 yards and we're paying you $19 million. I understand. Receiving, he's been absolutely phenomenal. Like, he's been really good. He's had 73 yards, 52, 88, 92. But we don't pay you to be a wide receiver. Yes, we pay you to be a dual threat type of running back, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Also, Christian McCaffrey this year, he has 0 rushing touchdowns in 4 games. Christian McCaffrey last year was a guy that, or 2 years ago in 2023, when you got to the red zone, you used to use Christian McCaffrey at all times. At all times. And this year, he's also averaging 3.3 yards per carry, which is 134th in the NFL. You don't pay a guy $19 million to have that low of an average yards per carry. You don't pay a guy that much. You don't. And then you look at the 2023 season, Christian McCaffrey had 272 carries for 1,459 yards and scored 21 touchdowns in 16 games in 2023. He was also elected as the Offensive Player of the Year that year. And all I can say for people saying that Christian McCaffrey is the same running back, he's not. He is not the same running back, and we just got to live with that from now on. He's not the same. He's not the same Christian McCaffrey. Don't get me wrong. He's still one of the best running backs in the NFL, and if you don't think so, you're tripping. But as a pure running back, he's not the best running back anymore. And it's just what we have to deal with. It's what I have to deal with. It's what my eyes can see. He's not the best running back in the league anymore. Having the amount of injuries that he has, people thought this guy was going to be 2023 McCaffrey again. I think it was David Lombardi, 49ers reporter, was like, oh, Christian McCaffrey looks faster than he's ever looked. No, he doesn't. He doesn't look as fast as he looks slower. And this is me being blatantly honest. He does not look faster at all. If anything, he looks a lot slower. And one of the biggest things is Kyle Shanahan still does not realize that this isn't a 2023 Christian McCaffrey. In Kyle Shanahan's head, he thinks Christian McCaffrey is still that 2023 player, but he's not. And another thing we could talk about is Christian McCaffrey yesterday against the Jacksonville Jaguars did have an okay game. He had actually, in the receiving game, he had a great game. But in the rushing, it was actually painful to watch. And I understand the 49ers offensive line is not great, but this is almost the same offensive line that we had when Christian McCaffrey ran for two. This is the same offensive line that we had when Christian McCaffrey popped off in 2023. That's what I meant to say. And he just doesn't have that anymore. He doesn't have that speed. And I understand Christian McCaffrey isn't a very big, speedy running back. He's not like a Jahmyr Gibbs, but he had the vision and he still has that vision. It's just he can't blow past players anymore because, again, he's not as fast as he used to be. He had 17 carries for 49 yards. That is, again, you don't pay a guy $19 million a year to get you 49 yards on 17 carries. You know what 17 carries is? That is so much. And the 49ers, this is another thing that's actually like I've been arguing about it on Twitter for so long. I've been making tweets about it is the 49ers traded for Washington Commanders running back Brian Robinson Jr. Brian Robinson Jr. is a starting caliber running back in this league, and we just don't use him. Yesterday, Christian McCaffrey averaged 2.9 yards per carry. Brian Robinson on 5 carries averaged 4.2. 2.9 or 4.2? Which one's better? I think I'm going to go with the 4.2. So why not give Brian Robinson more opportunities? Brian Robinson had 5 carries for 21 yards, and that's like almost half of what Christian McCaffrey had, and Christian McCaffrey had 17 carries. And another thing, the 49ers struggle in the red zone because they try to use McCaffrey a lot. Well, guess what? You got Brian Robinson Jr. because he's a red zone running back threat. He's a big body. He's like a bulldozer. He'll just run right through you. He doesn't care. We just don't use Brian Robinson Jr. And I honestly think if we want to go far this season, we have to start using Brian Robinson Jr. It's just when will we start using him? I don't know. I have no clue. But I hope, even another thing, we drafted a running back from Oregon. We haven't even used him once. We have not used Jordan James one time. And we drafted him. We haven't used him one time. We haven't even seen what he looked like in a 49ers uniform. He broke his thumb like a month ago, and he's been practicing. We just don't know where he is. Because guess what? Kyle Shanahan is just still obsessed with Christian McCaffrey. I know this offense, he wants to run it through Christian McCaffrey, but Kyle Shanahan, it's not 2023. I don't think Christian McCaffrey's washed. I don't want you guys going in the comments and being like, no way you think Christian McCaffrey's washed. You're an idiot. I don't think he's washed. I just don't think he's the same running back like he was in 2023 because of his double Achilles, whatever it was. But thank you guys for watching this video. My main thing is just let's use Brian Robinson Jr. more because I think he could bring something special to this offense. I think he's a guy that's like, yeah, he's not Jordan Mason. And I know people talk about Jordan Mason, losing Jordan Mason and how that was a bad loss. Yeah, I'll admit. Sucked we traded Jordan Mason away. And everyone's like, oh, but Brian Robinson sucks. He's not even good. He's not even like Jordan Mason. We haven't even given the guy an opportunity in this offense. So how can you say that? How can you say that, right? So I don't really know what else to say. Make sure you guys drop a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below about Christian McCaffrey. But bang, bang, Niner gang. Go Niners.